Hi, my name is Laura, and welcome to the second episode of DKU Broadcasting Club. So I'm going to first talk about DKU students on holiday. So as you all know, this past week was the Mid-Autumn Festival, or fall break for us, and students flocked to a variety of places, whether it's going home, traveling abroad, or just staying on campus. It was just a time for students to rejuvenate themselves before the finals week. The Mid-Autumn Festival, also known as the Moon Festival, is an Asian culture celebrated by many other nations, including China and Vietnam. And in Chinese culture, the full moon represents like unity and togetherness, so it really emphasizes the reunion of friends and family. Alicia, a sophomore at DKU, is back in her hometown Zhengzhou for the holiday. Being back home has brought her a delightful quality time with her family.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. So during the Mid-Autumn Festival, I actually went back to my hometown with my parents to visit my grandparents and my cousins. So we shared a really huge meal together, and I get to talk to my grandparents and my cousins. So we shared our recent lives together with each other. It was a great fun for me because it's actually been half a year since my family actually get reunioned, and during this festival we actually get to meet each other, which is a very great experience for me. And also for everyone who is sharing the St. Moon with us in this world, I really give best wishes to you guys and hope you guys all had a great fun during this holiday.
Other students, like Christina, even got to go back to her home country in Russia.
Hey, my name is Christina, and one thing I'm doing this holiday is I'm spending time in Moscow with my friends.
Привет!
Yay!
And what's even cooler is family even transcends borders for some students, like Ethan, a sophomore at DKU who did travel to South Korea with his family. He's been eating a lot of delicious local cuisine. And then, of course, there's also a lot of students who have decided to stay locally, such as Nico, who has been traveling around for the past week. He's seen the famous Pants building in Suzhou and explored much of Shanghai. Traveling as a young student brings many new experiences and lessons. For Nico, that was trying out just simply many new things. For other students, this holiday is also time to relax on campus and to catch up on some work before the final season. Haisa says,
Hi, I'm Haisa Brass, and a word or maybe a phrase I will describe my break as long nights up with friends. Thank you.
But no matter where we go, what's incredible about DKU is that students are found all over the world and are able to connect basically everywhere. So for example, when my friend and I were in Thailand, we had a long layover, and we were able to meet up with some other DKU students at a bar. So we hope you had a great fall holiday with your friends, with your families, and we're already counting down the days until winter break. And now I'll turn it over to Mary.
Walking to classes on the morning of Monday, September 25th, you might have noticed some extra decorations or flyers decorating the campus buildings dedicated to the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival. By this time, you've definitely heard of or maybe even participated in some of the holiday festivities that took place on campus. So let's take a look. How are DKU students celebrating this tradition on campus?
This holiday, celebrated every year on the 15th day of the 8th month of the lunar calendar, is one of China's most ancient traditional customs, and its celebration normally consists of making lanterns, eating mooncakes, and calligraphy. Several RAs and club presidents took the initiative to host their own mid-autumn celebrations. Wan Lin Bai organized her own event as the student president of the Chinese Traditional Study Club. The event consisted of both learning about the history of the holiday as well as taking part in its celebration activities. Impressively, this event at the Water Pavilion had a maximum capacity turnout of both Chinese and international students. She says her club had ample support from the Chinese Student Services Department to plan and fund the event. Bai added that the Mid-Autumn Festival is all about gathering. Bai says she believes this idea is especially central to why it is so important to celebrate on campus, since most of DKU's international students come from places too far away to travel back to for the holiday. to serve as a way for these international students to take part in group activities even if they are unable to see their families as often as local students.
International students were especially encouraged to learn about and celebrate this traditional holiday through an event targeted towards Chinese language students, where completing cultural games or quizzes would result in themed prizes and extra credit towards your Chinese course. Now on to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Mary. Have you ever wondered what it takes to become a recruited student athlete? Will Norton plays for the DKU rugby team and talks a little bit about how he became a recruited student athlete and also his life as a recruited student athlete. Much of his story, though, is one like no other.
Norton started playing rugby in 8th grade and said it was one of the most popular sports in the small town of North Carolina that he grew up in. He also joined the sport after heart surgery, motivated to prove his physicality and manhood. It was the camaraderie of the sport, though, that convinced Norton to continue and dedicate his time to rugby over other sports.
The rugby culture is such a wonderful thing, and it's really it's something that can be found everywhere, and I can't find a negative aspect about it.
He says he developed leadership skills and social skills through rugby. Norton quickly improved his skill in the sport. He says that powered by grit, he watched analysis videos, watched games, and showed up to teammates' games to offer support. Many of these he could still do despite his heart surgery. He also dispels the myth that student athletes are too immersed in their sport to become well-rounded. He personally puts his studies in anthropology as top priority, and then rugby.
You can only develop a certain amount of skills in athletics.
He balances out both with volunteer work. The key to balancing it all is staying organized. One of his favorite volunteer organizations is Camp Luck, an acronym for Lucky Unlimited Cardiac Kids. A medically supervised camp where pediatric heart patients bond over various team activities. Norton says he aims to volunteer there whenever he has the time, and especially in the summer. He originally joined Camp Luck after his own heart surgery, and he said the community boosted his confidence. He also came to realize that the surgery was one of the most physically and mentally challenging things he's been through, and that it was further motivation that he's done the most physically challenging thing there was, so nothing in rugby could faze him. He said the scar from his surgery is a source of pride, even though he initially saw it as a sign of weakness. Unlike many athletes, Norton is happy to answer questions about such a personal injury. He says that mental and physical challenges come along with injuries, but the best thing to do is to adapt to situations and try to find the best opportunities to be happy from them. He says that while he doesn't plan on pursuing a career in the sport post-graduation, he does plan on engaging in rugby in as many other ways that he can, whether through consulting rugby companies or playing in his free time.
Furthermore, rugby, Camp Luck, and his heart surgery taught him invaluable lessons that he will incorporate into his life and career going forward. That does it for our second episode. Please tune in to our third episode the next month and follow us on our social media platforms for updates. Thanks.